Hey guys, it's just Andy Sloan here from AndySloanFitness.com. So I wanted to take you through a really simple 7-day strategy to kind of clean your body up from the inside out. Now in essence what we're going to be doing here is actually kind of detoxing your body. Okay, so we're going to be aiming to help your liver in particular function a whole lot better, and basically start rebalancing things within your body from the inside out, and end result is this one here, which is looking to help you feel awesome. So look, what are we going to do here? Or sorry, why are we going to do this? Okay, so why is it pretty important to actually do something like this every now and again? Okay, so top of the list is to help you feel awesome. Okay, literally by the time you kind of finish the week after you've done this, you'll actually feel a whole lot better than you do right now. One of the things I'll actually probably get you to do is to kind of score yourself out of 5 in terms of your energy, in terms of your mood, and in terms of how you feel as well. Okay, so if you actually did that, score yourself out of 5 at the start of the program, and then did that again at the end of the program, and you should find a pretty big difference there. Okay, cool. So it's to help you feel awesome. The next one here is to help improve your digestion and your gut health. Okay, so again, we're looking at sorting things out on the inside, which is going to help you feel a whole lot better on the outside as well. In essence, we're kind of spring cleaning your body. Okay, now at the minute, if you've been eating foods that aren't really too great for yourself, and maybe your lifestyle's not been too grand over the last couple of weeks or last few months, years, whatever, then chances are that right now your body's loaded up with a pile of toxic junk, which is doing absolutely nothing productive in your body. So what we're going to do here is actually kind of spring clean yourself. Okay, again from the inside out. Okay, what we want to do as well is actually boost your energy levels. Okay, so by doing what I'm going to be getting you to do here, you're actually going to find that you're going to have a whole lot more energy by the end of the week. You might find that, in fact, you probably will find that for the first 2 or 3 days you feel a little bit drowsy, or perhaps not quite on top form. But as soon as you're out of the woods, there, you're actually going to find you feel a whole lot better. Should be getting up in the morning before your alarm goes off, and generally feeling pretty good. We're going to be looking to eliminate bloating as well. If you've been eating foods that aren't too great for you, maybe things that contain sort of like wheat and gluten in particular, and dairy, then you may well be bloated at the minute. You may well be bloated at the minute, but you're actually so used to it that you kind of don't actually realise that you are. But then when we actually take it away, you'll think, wow, I feel a whole lot better. Okay, you'll find that your sleep's going to improve here as well. If your body's loaded with toxins, then a lot of the time your actually sleep's going to be inhibited quite a lot as well. So that's one of the things we want to kind of help sort out there as well. Mental clarity is another thing as well. If your diet's crap and your lifestyle's crap, then you'll find a lot of the time your brain feels like a big bowl of spaghetti. All right, so that's one thing we're going to look at as well. We want to reduce stress in terms of kind of nutritional stress is one of the big ones there. Okay, so what at the minute, if you're eating foods that aren't really too great for you, you're actually dumping a whole load of stress through your body that it doesn't actually want. Now, whenever you eat anything, you do place a bit of stress on your body anyway, but if you're loading up with kind of like the naughty foods and foods that are going to cause a bit of a problem within your body, then you're just increasing the stress within your body, which you don't really want to do if you can avoid it there. And you'll also find that your moods are kind of going to improve as well. Again, once you get over the kind of caffeine withdrawal, if you're a bit of a caffeine junkie, okay, you should find that your moods improve over the week too. So that's pretty cool. So what we'll do first, we'll just have a little look at the nutritional side of things, and then we'll go back and have a look at the lifestyle side of things. Okay, so in terms of the nutrition, okay, what this is going to do is actually help your liver out, okay? and that's the big thing. I'm not going to go right into any sort of science here. This is all just simple, easy to use advice which you can literally implement from today. Or if tomorrow, if you want to spend today maybe sorting your cupboards out or whatever. Okay, so what we're going to do here is actually a kind of elimination. So what we're going to do is actually get rid of anything that can kind of cause a bit of an inflammatory or kind of intolerance with inflammatory response, or some sort of intolerance within your body. Basically anything that's not actually going to be too helpful. So here I'm actually going to ask you to get rid of the booze for a whole 7 days. Yes, that does mean you need to not drink over the weekend. Okay, so we're going to get rid of booze for 7 days. Hopefully you shouldn't find that too tough, because it is literally just a week. All right, added sugar. So anything which has got added sugar in there. So pretty much a lot of the food which you'll buy in the supermarket, which is packaged, okay, is a lot of the time got added sugars in there. In a nutshell, if it's got a label, then probably don't eat it generally. But certainly do have a look on there for any added sugar, and we don't want to have any of that in there. Sugar's actually pretty much the reason which the UK is kind of so obese, and America as well, is the fact that people just eat far too much sugar. Caffeine as well is something we want to get rid of. Caffeine's, if you Googled benefits of caffeine, you'd find a million articles. If you Googled negative effects of caffeine, you'll find a million articles, okay? Bottom line is, caffeine isn't going to be the greatest thing if we're trying to optimize your function generally, okay? So what we want to do is get rid of that. It actually kind of overstimulates your adrenal glands, which you really don't want to be doing as well. As much of anything else, it's kind of like a diuretic as well, so it can actually kind of dehydrate you, which we don't want to do, because if your body's dehydrated, it's not going to give up enough. Well, it's basically not going to give up the fat that you want to get rid of. Other things, processed foods as well. So anything that's processed, again, if it's got a label, steer clear of it. It's a really simple general rule there, okay? If you're thinking about meats and things like that, then if it's like wafer thin ham is not meat, okay? So just steer the hell clear of that. Even a lot of the meat you get on the deli counter isn't actually in its natural form. So steer clear of anything processed. Wheat and gluten, okay? So wheat's basically one of the foods that kind of most people, well, not most people in the world perhaps, but it's one of the most intolerated foods by a lot of people. Okay, wheat's one of the things which is responsible for a lot of the bloated feelings and lacking energy which a lot of people get. Okay, so we want to get rid of wheat in particular. Again, wheat, kind of like added sugar, is actually probably right up with the top thing that actually causes obesity and basically generally ill health within the kind of Western world as well. So we really want to steer clear of that. And then dairy as well. Okay, now, if you're a big dairy fan, then you probably hate me for asking you to get rid of it. But literally, please just do get rid of it for that week there, okay? At the minimum of the week. If you were eating like raw dairy, so like literally kind of like fresh out the udder with your milk, then it's it's not so bad. But when dairy's been kind of treated and pasteurized and homogenized and all that sort of crap, it's basically been tampered with, and a load of the enzymes that you need to digest it just get wrecked and ruined. And the majority of people are actually not able to tolerate dairy, believe it or not. Okay, so do get rid of that for me, please. Okay, so once we've got rid of all those foods, you're probably thinking, shoot, what am I actually going to eat? Now, it's really simple. What we want to do basically is replenish your body. Okay, we've removed all the stuff that's going to be kind of harmful to you and not helpful, and what we want to do, as I said, is replenish it with foods that are actually going to be beneficial to your body and actually going to help your liver out, help your body out, and help your mind out as well. Okay, so here we're looking at fresh foods. Okay, if it's a single ingredient food, chances are it's going to be cool. Okay, so anything like meat, fish, fruits, veggies, nuts and seeds, those sort of things, eggs, all those sorts of things are fine. Spices are great as well. In particular, one of the brilliant ones is like cinnamon, which is kind of good for your blood sugar levels in particular as well. When we're looking at fruits, what I want you guys to do is actually shoot for berries as your predominant kind of fruit choice if you're keen with your fruits. Basically, berries are as well as being like real high in antioxidants, which is obviously great for kind of detoxing. They're kind of lower sugar as well, lower GI, all right, which is good. So they're going to cause less of a blood sugar rise and subsequent insulin response within your body. Okay, so if you're going for fruit, shoot for things like berries, which are pretty cool. When it comes to vegetables, you want to be nailing the leafy dark leafy vegetables. Okay, so things like spinach, watercress is a winner, kale, spring greens, those sort of things are actually really good for helping to detox your body and generally help you feel awesome. All right, and then cruciferous veggies as well, so things like broccoli and cauliflower and all those sorts of things are absolute winners. If you want a massive list of cruciferous veg, literally just Google it and you'll find that there'll be a massive list. As you can see, I kind of ran out of space on my spider diagram there. When it comes to like your eggs, meat and fish, you really want to get protein down with each of your main meals. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you're having 3 meals a day, then really do try and get some sort of protein down, and try and vary your protein sources as well. So for instance, don't have eggs every morning, don't have chicken salad every lunch, and don't have like a beef stew every single night. Try and vary that so you get a wider variety of the nutrients. If you're a vegetarian, then obviously you'll know things like nuts and seeds and beans and pulses are okay. You can eat those sorts of things. Um, I'd steer clear of like tofu, and if you eat corn, then just if you got some in your freezer, just take it out and bin it, or better still, give it to someone you don't like, because it's pretty much the devil's food. So anything like corn, just just get rid of it. I dare say at some point I'll actually do another little article or something on corn, but it's just take my word for it, it's horrendous for you. So please don't be eating that. It's not the healthy food which it likes to market itself having. It's nice orange and white wrapping paper and all that sort of crap. And with soy, we want to steer clear of that as well. So if you're a soy eater or soy milk drink, then again steer clear of that. If you do want like a milk substitute, then I'd probably go for something like almond milk, or you can get like a coconut milk based one as well, which is pretty cool. So stick for one of those as opposed to soy. What else we got to look at here? Okay, cool. So in terms of also replenishing, one of the big things you want to do is make sure you're well hydrated. We're talking water here, not Coke. All right, so you want to be drinking about a litre of water per 50 pounds of body weight. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you want about 3 litres of water. If you really, really struggle to get water down, then make sure as an absolute minimum you're drinking like 2 litres a day. That's your absolute minimum. That's probably not enough for the majority of people. Okay, so ideally you want to get about a litre per 50 pounds of body weight. You can actually add like a pinch of sea salt to your each kind of litre of water as well there, and that's actually going to help to better hydrate your body, believe it or not. Okay, so yeah, if you can do that, then that'll be good. You'll actually find that will stop your weeing quite so much as well. Obviously, if at the minute you're only drinking like a litre of water a day, and then I suddenly start getting you drinking like 2.5, 3 litres a day, you'll probably start finding you're weeing quite a bit more. So if you bang a bit of sea salt in there, that's actually, as I said, going to help your body better hydrate and actually prevent the water from literally just flushing straight through your system and meaning you're up and down from the loo every 5 or 10 minutes. In terms of other things to drink as well, herbal teas are an absolute winner. These actually will count towards your kind of daily quota of water. Okay, for instance, so if you had like 2 litres of water and a litre worth of herbal teas, then that's cool, no problem. Things that contain licorice, dandelion root, echinacea, milk thistle, jasmine, any herbal teas which have got those things in it are actually really good to help detox the liver as well. So if you're getting herbal teas down with that, then go for it. I'd steer clear of any kind of caffeine-free, sorry, not any decaffeinated products, so decaffeinated herbal teas. Green tea as well I'd steer clear of as well to kick off with this as well, just because we want to get caffeine out of the equation to start off with there. In terms of supporting the nutritional strategy as well, there's just 2 supplements that I kind of recommend. One of them is omega-3, which it's got a whole bunch of benefits. One of them is actually kind of helping out with like blood sugar levels and the insulin response, so it's a pretty big one. When you're looking for an omega-3 supplement, you want to have one that's got a high level of DHEA and EPA on there. Okay, so do have a look at that. I'll actually under this video I'll bang a link to the one that I use, so you can have a look at that, because a lot of the ones that you get in like a supermarket or some health food stores can be pretty crap quality, and certainly the capsules can actually be rancid. So so it's important to make sure you're getting a pretty decent quality one, rather than your sort of £1.95 for 6,000 capsules in the supermarket. With your omega-3s, between about 1 and 2 grams of each of your main meals is probably going to be pretty good for most people. So something like that should be pretty good. What you want to do is just take that just before you have your main meal, and that should be good. And the other one I want you to have a look at is wheatgrass as well. You can get this in a powdered form, and you basically have like a teaspoon of this in a load of water with your breakfast. That's actually it's got properties that can kind of help to heal your tissues, help with detoxing your liver, and it's actually loaded with chlorophyll, which is kind of like antibacterial as well, which is actually going to help you within the body. You can actually use like wheatgrass to kind of put on your skin and do all sorts of stuff as well, but I don't want to turn you guys into big green messes, so we won't worry about that just yet. Okay, so that's the nutritional side of things. Okay, another thing to kind of bear in mind with the nutrition, as I kind of touched on it, is just rotating your food. So really make sure you're getting a wide variety of foods. So don't just eat the same thing every single day. If you are into like juicing, for instance, like juicing your veggies, then go for it. Crack on. Load up on vegetable juices. If if you're making those yourself. If you're on the subject of sort of juicing, we'll look at smoothies as well. So smoothies, it's basically a load of fruit sugar in a glass. So I wouldn't go nuts on that. If you're working out, then it's not so bad to get some smoothie down straight after, because your body actually wants the sugar. But other than that, I'd probably steer clear of the smoothie side of things. As again, when it comes to fruit, I'd just load up on the berries, to be honest, for the majority of it. Okay, so we'll just have a little look at the lifestyle side of things here as well. Okay, so to help your body out in terms of your lifestyle, there's a few things we're going to have a look at here, and these are things which will kind of, a couple of them will help with the detox side of things, and a couple of them will just help with just life in general as well. So to help with the detox side of things, we want to do things like having like a hot bath every night or every couple of nights is pretty cool, and that's actually going to help you there. Better still, if you've got access to a sauna, then getting in a sauna can actually help to kind of like flush out the toxins as well. So I'd get stuck into that. Just one thing to bear in mind with either of those things is hydration. Okay, if you're going in a sauna and sweating out a bunch of water, you need to replace it and then some. Okay, so make sure if you're in a sauna or the bath, take some water in there with you and make sure you're getting that down your neck, and a decent amount of it as well, just so you don't actually kind of dehydrate yourself. You want to minimize your stress. Okay, so whether that's literally just taking a bit of time out every day and just having spending 5 or 10 minutes just nice deep breathing, just with your eyes closed in a field full of buttercups or whatever, then go for it. If it's a case of just sitting on your sofa or lying on your sofa and just laying down for 5 minutes again and literally just chilling out with nothing else going on around you, then go for it. It's actually going to help make you feel a whole lot better. Getting a bit of fresh air is great. On this, I've not actually given you any training to do or anything. This is literally just looking at kind of nutrition and some basic lifestyle things. But like if you like running, or if you like going out for like a walk or something, then great. The more fresh air you can get, the better. In particular, if it's sunny as well, which we may or may not have at some point in Britain. Head out, get some sun, load up on the vitamin D, because God knows we need it. We miss it in this country quite a lot. And the other one is quit your job and live on a permanent holiday. If that's possible, then go for it. One day I might be able to join you. It'd be great. The next one here as well is sleep. This is one of the things that I actually fall down on myself quite a lot of the time. I just tend to end up working a bit late in the evening sometimes, but really try and get to bed by about 10 o'clock at least 5 nights in the week, okay, when you're doing this. And in fact, most of the time, if you can get to bed sort of 3, 4, 5 times a week by about 10 o'clock, you find it's actually going to do wonders for you. All right, if you can get like 8 hours sleep, then that's giving an absolute winner. It's not possible for everyone all the time, but closer you can get to that, the better on a regular basis. Yeah, you get your basically growth hormone kind of gets released when you're sleeping between sort of like certain hours. So do make sure you get into bed relatively early, and you can kind of optimize that, which is kind of going to help you to repair and recover as well as many other things. Basically, when you're sleeping, that's when your body's going to be doing most of its repair and replenishment, and kind of allowing your body to kind of recover better from what you've done on that day, getting you ready for the next day. Obviously, it's going to be a big help for your energy levels as well. You'll know that if you're lacking sleep, you'll be lacking energy, okay? And you'll also find that if you're not sleeping too much, end up getting run down, and maybe your health in general starts to suffer. You get like ulcers and all that sort of thing as well. So energy levels should start to skyrocket once we're getting enough sleep. Once we kind of start getting all these things in balance and the nutrition's getting good, one thing you should find is that when you wake up in the morning, that you're kind of waking up before your alarm goes off, or even when your alarm goes off, you're not having to snooze it 16 times before you finally get your ass out of bed and go to work. If that's happening and you're actually kind of basically bouncing out of bed in the morning, that's a sign that your hormone levels are starting to get back in check, and we're kind of winning the game there as well, which is pretty cool. So look, hopefully that's been of some use to you guys. If you literally do that for 7 days, then I'm pretty sure, and in fact I can guarantee it that you're actually going to feel a whole lot better by the end of the week. By all means, you know, you can do this in terms of the eating and everything, and just crack on with it. You know, you just live like that. But certainly get in there, literally get that 7 days done, and just let me know how much better you feel by the end of the week. All right, have an awesome day. Any questions, just bang them below the video. I'm more than happy to help you guys out as much as I can. As I said, this is Andy Sloan from AndySloanFitness.com, and I shall catch you guys very soon. Take care. Bye bye.